Today, I'm really excited to introduce to you the Burson Funk Signature Edition, the Max Current by Jay Lee, myself. So obviously, this is a product that has my tuning. It's a product that I spent almost nearly a year and a half with Burson, and Burson was very helpful as well. But I'm not going to review it in this video because that would be not fair. I'll be highly biased because this is my little baby. I'll let other people be the judge of the sound quality and the tone here. But it has my signature in the back and then my logo in the front, the knob, the gold. Very nice. But in this video, I hope to explain to you the design goals and why this even happened. Why did the special edition Burson Funk even happen? So let's start with how this all happened in the first place. So when I first reviewed the original Burson Funk headphone amplifier and desktop speaker amplifier, I was very amazed how this little device, compact and small, can drive something like the KEF LS50 Meta speakers on my desktop. Now, for those of you that knows. The KEF LS50 Meta is a speaker that is relatively hard to drive. You see amplifiers with big toroidal transformers struggling with it, even though it outputs 100 plus watts. So I was naturally intrigued, even after the review, that this small compact unit can drive my KEF LS50 Metas effortlessly, and one of the key factors of it being able to do that was because of its current drive. So after the review, I continuously used the Burson Funk. To this day, I still use the Burson Funk on my desktop. And despite having many speaker amplifiers and units that I could use, I just really enjoyed it with the KEF LS50 Meta speakers and the Sennheiser HD600 headphone amplifiers that I had. But you're an audiophile, so naturally you always have that little voice in your head that goes, how can I make this better? So I reached out to Burson in hopes of making this thing look prettier, maybe have more current, and tune it a little bit differently, a little bit more warmer tone to cater to more of my personal taste. So the real goal here in the beginning was to get my personal pair to something that I really wanted to keep on my desktop all the time. So after a lot of back and forth, I was pretty satisfied with the product that we had. But then Burson told me, we can't make one unit, we have to make at least 100 units and make it available for the public. And they suggested the signature edition. Now, if I'm gonna put my name on it, it's an entirely different story. From there on, there was more back and forth until we landed on something that I personally had no problem putting my name on it. So first of all, the special edition has the op amps that I've chosen. This is the top of the line Burson op amps they offer, the best of the best. And it is already pre-installed inside for you when you get the Funk Special Edition. And the design goal here really was to get that refinement in the high frequency right, not be gritty, not be grainy, but extends well, not be bright, and getting that was a little bit challenging, but I think we've done it. Now in terms of the bass authority and the current drive of driving a difficult to drive speaker or any desktop speaker to its fullest capability was a hardship in a very compact design like this. That's a Class AB design. And again, I believe that we have achieved that here because the original Burson Funk, while the current capability was fantastic and really nothing to complain about, now this unit has even more headroom, more current output capability than even the original Burson Funk, which I'm very satisfied with. And you can really tell the difference, at least, again, not reviewing it here, but from my perspective, the KEF LS50 Metas seemed way more dynamic with newer Burson Funk Special Edition. And lastly, the tuning was done a little bit differently from the original Burson Funk. A little bit of my signature sound went into it, and that is the tone, getting the tone right for the guitar strings and the musical instruments as well as the voices. And that entailed being a little bit more warmer than the original Funk. So the mid-range has a little bit more smoothness to it, and the goal here was really to make that mid-range more emotional, more tube-like, and then the high frequency, the refinement has to be right, but it was toned down a little bit down compared to the original Funk, but at the same time, it had to extend and give more airy presentation, which again was more harder than getting the mid-range warm and lush like I wanted. So the sound signature is overall on the warmer side, but it does have the high frequency airiness that I was trying to achieve with this unit. And of course, in a desktop environment, I just didn't like the fact the soundstage and imaging was limited in comparison to my stereo setup. So trying to get that soundstage and imaging to where it feels more open rather than more of a desktop closed environment was also another challenge, but I think we did a very good job here in terms of making that soundstage and imaging and depth perception improvements. And then we also decided to include the upgraded power supply. Now, the upgraded power supply is one of the key components to making this entire performance better. It's not just soundstage or imaging, but if we really had to put a number on it, Burson and I decided that it was about a 20% increase in performance, which again, from what was already great, seemed almost impossible until we've done it. So after tweaking around with all these upgrades, we decided to offer all of it, but the problem was that the price now added up to being around $1,200 because I also wanted to include this cool stand that's gold accented. And this was not even accounting for the color finishes, the different finishes, and the time that went into designing this. It was the pure cost of the upgrades itself all added up being $1,200. But in reality, if you accounted for all the time and effort that went into this product and the new finish as well, it would have been significantly more, and it didn't make sense to me. So after a lot of back and forth between Burson and I wanted to offer it for a ridiculous price that, we're only doing 100 units to begin with. Let's make sure that it's a great price that it's basically a giveaway. And so we landed with all the upgrades, including the cool stand, to $850, including shipping worldwide. And after 100 units, whether the price will remain the same will be up to Burson and I to discuss further. But first 100 units will be given at a ridiculous price of $850, including shipping worldwide. So if you do decide to purchase this product, please let me know what you think in the comment section, because I would really love to get some feedback from you guys. This is the first Tune Signature version product collaboration that I've done, and it was a lot of work, but it was really rewarding. And this will continue to be my daily driver on my desktop and bring me enjoyment to music. I hope that it does the same for you and helps you in your musical journey as well. So that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys on the next one.